My mission is to raise human consciousness and change all systems. My vision is clean air, water, soil, and equitable systems for all mankind in my lifetime. We're only conscious to the degree we're healthy. We're only healthy to the degree we are conscious, and we're only healthy to the degree the environment is healthy. So glyphosate is a problem, and people have been witnessing and talking about this for a long time, but the media has buried this, right? That's the world that we're living in right now.
It's money, right?
I heard about a meditation retreat that was 10 days in silence, and that revolutionized my life. It's a desiccant, so for oats, wheat, and barley, as well as a GMO herbicide for Roundup Ready corn, soybeans, and cotton.
And is it a harmful thing?
Oh my God, in 2015, the World Health Organization called it a probable carcinogen. The corporations and the government is, a revolving lobby, money, hand-washing situation.
Listen, if the World Health Organization is calling something bad, you know it's bad.
Really bad.
You know it's on another level bad. Hey, man, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Check, microphone check.
Well, thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate it a lot.
I'm excited to be here, bro.
Yes, sir. So for those that we literally just met by happen chance, you just swung by the booth. If you wouldn't mind, just give everyone a quick, because I had zero time to do any research about you outside of the book you gave us. Thank you for that. Would you mind just giving us a quick overview of who you are, what you do, and then let's go from there.
Awesome. So I'm Troy Casey, certified health nut, here to get the world healthy, plain and simple. My mission is to raise human consciousness and change all systems. My vision is clean air, water, soil, and equitable systems for all mankind in my lifetime. I came out of the Amazon about 20 years ago, drinking ayahuasca with the Shipibo Indians down there. And I realized I had a huge responsibility as a man to create some form of peace and harmony on this earth, because I witnessed mountains of sawdust. And you all hear how the rainforest is being cut down. I was working with an herbal company. We were called the solution for saving the Amazon rainforest by the Cousteau Society. And so I took a huge responsibility upon myself at that time. Plus I had visions working with the ayahuasca as well. And so since then, this is almost 20 years later, all of it's been unfolding, and I'm right on schedule, baby.
Well, you wrote a book, and on the cover, you look fantastic. So you're how old are you right now?
I'm 59. I'll be 60 next year.
So what's been the thing you talked about? You want to heal everything, but obviously physical health has been very important to you.
Yes.
Has that been something that you've been physically healthy your whole life, or has this been something recently where you're like, no, I want to get in the best possible physical shape that I possibly can, or has that been something that you've done your whole life and you've just been able to maintain?
Yeah, so I gained the freshman 15 back when it was the freshman 15, right? Now it's the freshman 30. So,
yes.
So I gained that in college like anybody else. And then I got an opportunity to work in the fashion industry as a model. And I was a Versace model in Milan, bloating, digestive issues, didn't really know how to take care of myself. And it was my career. So I'm a good entrepreneur, and I'm like, I'm going to put my best foot forward. So I went down to the English bookstore, bought some books on nutrition, and started reading. And lo and behold, Captain Crunch and Pop-Tarts isn't real food, right?
Right.
And I was living in Italy, and so I started shopping at farmers markets and eating whole foods, lots of fruits and vegetables, and I noticed a huge difference in the toilet bowl and in the mirror. And that was 35 years ago. And so I've been studying herbalism, internal purification, juicing. I have my own digestive issues, and I started hanging out with RFK over the last 5 or 6 years. I helped fund a film he was involved with called the 1986 Act, and I got to see all of his Harvard and Yale data presented. And basically, the research that he shows is these poison injections are maiming people in various different ways, and then they can sell you drugs on the back end, right? Subscription model.
Right. It's a supply demand. They're supplying their own demand is exactly what they're doing.
Well, and they're going to hurt you too, right? And so wherever I got my digestive issues from, eating processed foods or the actual vaccines, et cetera, vaccine injuries are real. And I witnessed RFK just break it down at a evening dinner at a private home in Brentwood. And it was mind blowing. It's stuff that I knew in my heart, but to see the data from Harvard and Yale broken down by RFK, it was extremely powerful. And so I've had digestive issues, and I just wanted to heal my body and look and feel my best, especially for that career. I was in that fashion industry for 7 years, and I've been in front of the camera for 35 years, right? So this is 35 years later, I'm still there. So I practice fasting, intermittent fasting, juice cleansing, herbal medicine for 35 years. That's how I keep my vessel clean. And I realize that we are only healthy to the degree the environment is healthy. And if you look at statistically, Netflix just put out a film called The Shopping Conspiracy.
Okay.
We're making 190,000 garments a minute made out of plastic. And we've got e-waste, and we're literally swimming and breathing that in. They found glyphosate in the Arctic. There's no farms up there. They found glyphosate in women's breast milk.
What's glyphosate for those that don't know?
Glyphosate is the chemical in the herbicide Roundup Ready, which is, it's got 3 patents. It's a desiccant, so for oats, wheat, and barley. They use it to dry out the plants, so it's easier to harvest, so it's not as taxing on the farm equipment, as well as a GMO herbicide for Roundup Ready corn, soybeans, and cotton.
And is it a harmful thing? Or
oh my God, in 2015, the World Health Organization called it a probable carcinogen. And
lovely.
We all know how the corporations and the government is, a revolving lobby, money, hand-washing situation.
Listen, if the World Health Organization is calling something bad, it's bad.
Really bad.
It's on another level bad at that point.
Yeah, so we've always known this. I work with Dave Murphy from FoodDemocracyNow.org. He did a 29-page report after Obama said that he was going to label GMOs in 2005, and then he didn't. There was quite a few consumer advocates, Jeffrey Smith, as well as Dave Murphy from FoodDemocracyNow.org. I think that may have been disbanded, but his document is incredible. You can find it on the internet. It's called Glyphosate on Your Plate. It's a 29-page report, and everybody's into science, which is pretty much usually scientism bought and paid for by corporations, but it has 140 scientific documents that are footnoted in that 29-page report. So glyphosate takes out the shikemic pathway of pests or microbes.
Sure.
And human beings don't have a shikemic pathway. And I may be getting the pronunciation wrong, but the essence of it is this. And then Congress or FDA or whoever it is that allocates and says, okay, you can put this on the market. You can put this on human beings' food. Well, human beings don't have a shikemic pathway, but the microbes in your gut do. And what has happened to people's guts? We're hammered right now. And so 75% of the American people are obese or overweight. 1 in 2 will get cancer. Men over 60, there's a high percentage are going to die of prostate cancer. Diabetes at epidemic proportion. We're only conscious to the degree we're healthy. And we're only healthy to the degree we are conscious. And we're only healthy to the degree the environment is healthy. So glyphosate is a problem, and people have been witnessing and talking about this for a long time, but the media has buried this, right? That's the world that we're living in right now.
It's money, right? It's money talks. So when you talk about
RFK is on the watch now, so getting it in the mainstream.
You're an RFK Jr. fan, so
powerful. I was an RFK Jr. fan long before. He had children'shealthdefense.org, and he's been speaking about childhood vaccines and the health of the children. He's part of the Waterkeepers Alliance, and he helped with mercury poisoning of the Hudson River. I mean, he's been at it as a consumer advocate for a very long time, and he's an amazing litigator for corporate pollution and corporate corruption. So I'm a huge fan, and I'm very interested in working for the whole MAHA Alliance. I mean, I'm already working with him, whether I'm getting paid or not.
Sure, of course. And one of the interesting things when you're talking about gut health, because right now I have like really bad acid reflux, which, well, not now. I did have really bad acid reflux. My wife's like, we got to get your gut figured out. And that's been a problem that I don't remember happening as much as when I was growing up. Like, I don't remember a lot of the adults around me all having gut problems.
I had it too.
And now it's like
heartburn.
You find someone that especially you find a man.
Asthma.
Yeah. And so,
because I didn't know.
And so the working theory is that a lot of those things are coming from either the jabs as a infant, or just food,
the
and eating
environment,
processed
the
things.
food, ultra processed food, seed oils.
Right, because I live in Detroit, and Detroit is just known to having bad air quality. So you throw in air quality issues with
water quality, chlorine, fluoride, all these halogens that affect you. It's a big picture thing. And I've scoured the planet figuring all of this out. I've worked with indigenous cultures, Maori from New Zealand, Shipipo from the Amazon, the Lakota here in America. We can live in a harmonious way with the earth. It's just been done in a certain way, and we've been commercialized and domesticated and propagandized, right? This is psychological warfare. This is a death wish that's being pumped down the commercial conduits, which is known as the TV. The mind stores information in images, and the corporations know this. Disney, they're trying to climb inside your children's mind and brand them for life. Disney, Coca-Cola. And Coca-Cola was actually a decent product back in the day, right?
But back when it had like 3 ingredients instead of 300.
And McDonald's is the same way, right? You can eat.
What got you into all this? I mean, sorry to cut you off. I'm just
my
thinking.
Illness. I was modeling.
But you've taken it to another level.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I have bad gut health, so I stopped drinking coffee. And actually, we created a low acid coffee that's organic, sourced. I mean, it's great. It's our own. As a result, but like, I obviously had some gut issues, but it hasn't caused me to trek to indigenous tribes and do ayahuasca and do all these things. Like, you've taken it to another level. Why? What made it so strong for you that you're like, no, this is this important?
Well, one thing led to the next, right? So first I was modeling and bloating and making money in front of the camera. And if I look like shit, I'm not going to make money, right? I'm not going to go to Vogue that week, this, that, and the other thing. And so everything that I've always done has been, I give it that real collegiate spirit. Get her done, baby. I'm here to get her done. I'm here to do, reach the pinnacle of that industry. And when I wasn't doing my best in there, I dug down to bedrock with what would help me for nutrition. Fasting really helped me. You want to look like a spring chicken? Do a 10-day juice cleanse. You're going to come back looking amazing. And so from there, I was hooked. And then I had a rock star phase. I had 4 Versace campaigns. I was working with the original supermodels, Christy Turlington and Naomi Campbell back in the day. And I got carried away with drugs and alcohol. Alcohol and drugs are free in that industry. And New York, Tokyo, Paris, Milan, Miami. I was living in Miami Beach at the time. And I just got into a lot of trouble. And it took me about 4.5 years to sober up. And finally, somebody in the AA rooms talked about step 11, which is through prayer and meditation, we sought, deeper connection to God, et cetera. And these guys always had something, this je ne sais quoi, if you will, where they were more grounded. And I was like, there's something there. And I kept on hearing about meditation. And then I heard about a meditation retreat that was 10 days in silence. And that revolutionized my life. I sat with myself for 10 to 12 hours a day in meditation. It radically changed my life. And I stopped drinking from there. It took me about 4.5 years of stopping and then going back.
Sure.
And that was the linchpin. And from there, then I started working with Maori healers from New Zealand. They're traditional healers, shaman, if you will. And I witnessed exorcisms. I witnessed very deep healing. They step on your bones. They've been known to break your bones and reset them. I had some profound experiences with them. And then I went to the Amazon to drink ayahuasca. Well, I was working with an herbal company. And ayahuasca was just the next step when I was down in the jungle. And had some very clear visions. And then, spiritual life, being an entrepreneur and being successful in today's world, as well as being a father, this is what's driving me now.
Sure.
And so those are, big catalysts. And I just want to be the best human being I could be, the best father, the best husband, the best friend. I'm here to do great things on this planet with the gifts that the Creator has given me. And so I continue to discover what works, and I test everything on myself.
Right. So last question, because I feel like if I keep asking follow-up questions, which I want to do, we're going to be here for 2 hours, which is how my normal podcast goes. We just keep asking questions. Maybe we'll do that another time. We'll sit down and we'll actually be able to have a full-on conversation.
Yeah.
So RFK Jr. and Trump, they have 4 years. What do you think? Do you think they'll be able to accomplish as much? What percentage of RFK Jr.'s ideas and dreams do you think they're going to actually be able to get done with the amount of fighting by Big Pharma, fighting from the FDA? Like, do you think they're going to be able to accomplish as much as FDA, or excuse me, that, you know, RFK Jr. would want? Or like how much? Because I know there's just so much money in keeping us unhealthy.
And lying and propaganda, it's layered back to the psychological warfare.
So how much power is one man or a group of people, do you think, going to be able to shape the next 4 years?
We're going to get her done because I'm going to be on the team.
There you go. Yeah.
So I'm here to get her done. Those guys are as well. I want to believe, you know, there's been so much cloak and dagger. There's been so much hoodwinking. There's been so much navigating. You know, Trump got in, RFK even talked about it. He had like 14,000 appointments. He didn't even think he was going to get in. I didn't think he was going to get in. I've been still studying geopolitics and globalism for a while, and I'm thinking, Hillary's in there, that's it, you know.
It's over.
You know, I fell for the whole Obama thing back in 2008, and then I realized very quickly that that was nonsense, and they were still part of the neocon, globalist, military-industrial complex. Then when Trump came out, I was like, that's a good idea. But this Hillary person, after they threw Bernie under the bus and all that, I mean, it's literally like clown world that we're living in. It's being filmed. And I was actually friends with Mickey Willis, who did Plandemic 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Plandemic, the musical. Do you know anything about it?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
So,
I came across Twitter a couple times.
And he's also working with Maha Alliance. Okay. He actually helped create that for RFK. And so a lot of my colleagues are already working with him and helping him. I'm an eternal optimist. Yeah. And I've already seen the vision. One of the visions I had in the Amazon almost 20 years ago was that humanity makes it from the precipice of ecological just mess, right? We're in a disaster, military-industrial complex. We don't live in Iraq or in the Sudan or wherever the gold and tungsten and the lithium mines are.
Cobalt and all that stuff.
5-year-old children are pulling it out of the earth. We don't live there, but we're in symbiotic relationship with those brothers and sisters. And if you've been watching any kind of social media lately, they're coming across the border now. And we've been dropping bombs on those people forever. The bankers, if you've studied history, hidden history, the bankers have been funding both sides of the war since Napoleon. Sure. So the jig is up. The first time I've ever heard fluoride, chemtrails, raw milk being talked about in the modern...
In legitimate political, not just conspiracy theories on the side, right? Because those were all over conspiracy theories, but they were never taken seriously in a normal political conversation.
And now they are. And if you believe that Trump is here to do any good, I do believe that he's here to get her done. I think he's already started. And I think he's going to come out of the gate swinging. And... you know, I can only pray. Because like I said, you know, with so much cloak and dagger, you know, but I am here to see humanity thrive, find peace and harmony. And we all get to go there, not just the Americans, right? Because there is no other, right? We are all brothers and sisters on this planet.
Absolutely, brother. Well, thank you for taking the time to come on the show. I always never know when to end these things because I feel like we could just keep chatting about these things forever. You have a book. And then is there anything else that you'd like to promo on my show? Is there any socials or where can people find you if they enjoyed what you're talking about?
Yeah, they can find me on Certified Health Nut across the internet. Okay. Mr. Health Nut on Twitter. My book is Ripped at 50, hashtag Ripped at 50, A Journey to Self-Love. You can find that paperback on Amazon. You can get hardcovers from me, autographed from my Instagram. My whole team has me everywhere, TikTok, etc. CertifiedHealthNut.com. We have lots of free gifts for people to start their health journey, or maybe they want to accelerate it. I have the 9 pillars of health, which is in my book. My curriculum's been developed over the last 20 years. And so we have that all for free for everyone on my website.
Well, I think if anyone just like looks at you, they're like, well, you know something. You know something because you look great. Great beard. My beard is going to be one day as good as yours. You were sitting here talking. I'm like, one day I'm going to have a beard like that. One of these days, because you're a physical specimen and you modeled earlier in your career and now you're just giving back. I mean, when I hear you, it just sounds like someone that's experienced a lot. You've experienced a lot of pain, you've experienced a lot of traumas, and now you've done the work, you've done the research, and you're just trying to help. Totally. And so I think a lot of people are going to benefit from looking you up, and I encourage my followers, check out. If you like what Troy has to say, go give him a shout, follow him on socials, And man, I appreciate you coming on the show. I really do. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for
Appreciate
having
it, man.
me.
All right. Thank you.